All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. What I hope to do is a kind of like a financial mini series, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 videos. I'd like them to be shorter form videos. A wise man once said that the mind can only absorb what the seat can endure. So I want to use parrhesia and say it well and all that good stuff. I know we have a lot of new subscribers. We've mentioned our story several times. We've given our story and our testimony several times, but just for a brief recap, it's been 9 years ago we strategically relocated here to Texas, and we made the decision to move our family and to completely change our lifestyle and our motivation and live a more simplified, purposeful life. And we are incredibly thankful that we made that decision 9 years ago. Next February will be 1 decade since we decided to move, and we're thankful for that. Now, how does that all fit into finances and decisions and all that good stuff? Where we lived in the Northeast, and it was a very expensive place to live. It was dirt was very expensive. Everything was very prohibitive when it came to regulations and costs. You know, and regulations always drive costs, and then regulations always prohibit you from doing what you actually want to do. So one of the main motivating factors for our move is we wanted a semblance of freedom. We wanted the freedom and the ability to do, to try, fail, and adjust, and to, in greater part, to just be left alone.
Real quick, I want to thank today's sponsor, and that sponsor is TheTexasBoys.com. That is our family's little farm shop where we sell all of our home goods from the Texas community. We got Columbia Dark Roast, Southern Pecan, Hazelnut, Jamaica Me Crazy, and Vanilla, and lots more. Also, farm fresh honey selections from 1 gallon to 5 pound to 44 ounce, 22 ounce, 1 pound, and then our little cream honeys. And this one is pumpkin spice honey. This one is pecan creamed honey. These are both actually creamed honeys. This one is just a regular creamed honey. These are just, you know, different sizes. And all of these are raw honey, not disgustingly messed with pasteurized honey, raw honey, non-vaccinated, organic honey. And last but not least, the food forest in the box. So let's go ahead and open it up. So what you get in the food forest in the box is, first what you see is your QR code. You can scan that and get our playlist for how to root our cuttings. Also, you get an IV Organics exclusive flyer with all of his awesome products and 10% off there. The next thing you get in your food forest in the box is a pack of fig cuttings, Texas peach cuttings, pear cuttings, and black mulberry cuttings.
To see what we could make of life and take full advantage of the opportunities. And part of those opportunities and advantages was the cost of dirt. You know, where we were from, dirt was very expensive. Where we moved to at the time, dirt was very inexpensive. That since has changed in the last 9 years for everyone. Many things have changed in the last 9 years, never to be the same again, like normal and all that stuff. But so we relocated 9 years ago. We had very little experience, little to no experience growing food, little experience growing animals. Texas mom had always messed with chickens, and we had chickens and we had goats and we had miniature horses and different things like that. But we never really did it on a larger scale in an attempt to, it's raining in here, y'all, in an attempt to grow our own food and be more self-sufficient and different things like that. So we made the move, we relocated, and it took us a little bit to get on our feet. and it took us roughly 9 months to find a property that, one, that we could afford, and two, that had potential and that provided us with enough dirt where we could actually make a go of it and start planting and different things. And even at the time of buying the current homestead property, we had no idea or even intention that it would be where it is today, to the magnitude that it is, and just to the amount of infrastructure that we currently have. For those of you that don't know, I was a financial planner for 11 years. I went to college for finance. I did all that stuff because of all that I saw in the synthetic financial markets, as well as in the synthetic world that we live in, that is comprised of neighborhoods and concrete and proximity, and stack them high and deep and control them and control the infrastructure. We categorically rejected all of that, which is another important point of what made us desire to move. Was by, we say all the time, yeah, so observe the masses and do the opposite. I believe the quote is credited to W. Clement Stone, but it is really a, we talk about it all the time on the channel, observe the masses and do the opposite. So that's what we had to do. You know, if the masses, if they want to stack high and deep in the concrete jungle and rely exclusively on the infrastructure to take away their trash and to bring them their food and all that stuff, then what we need to do is observe the masses and do the opposite. So we want to, instead of going to a highly industrialized concrete synthetic area, we want to go out in the country. We want to be surrounded by air and trees and grass and dirt, and we want to grow our own food, put our hands in the dirt, put our feet in the dirt, and live a much simpler and a much more intentional lifestyle where we are participating and we are active participants in life. We are active participants in our food and in all those processes, and we are awake and aware of what is going on around us, and also that we are aware of what will affect all the things that will either promote or inhibit us from doing what we hope and desire to do, with our, whether it's growing a family and intrinsically growing our own food, because by growing your own food, one, you know what's in it and what's not in it. You know where it came from, and then you can, in good conscience, feed it to your family, and you can know that it's going to nurture, nourish, and benefit them. And that is really a paradigm shift. It's a mind shift, and it is very foreign to most people, and it's a completely new and different way of thinking, and it's really, in my opinion, quintessential to the continuation of mankind as we know it, especially in light of the last couple of years when we've seen the collapse of this on-time inventory model that completely collapsed, and this on-time inventory model is predicated upon this global supply chain, right? And it's just completely, it's a failed design. It's designed to fail, and it's so ephemeral. This is why we must live an intentional life, and we must focus on growing our own food and providing for ourselves and creating a parallel economy and creating a parallel community and all these different things. And that's why we made this change. That's why we moved. And you know, it requires not only to think differently, but it requires us all to develop new skills.
I don't even have any good skills.
What do you mean?
You know, like nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, computer hacking skills.
You know, this is why we got into grafting and propagating, say, fruit trees, for an example, because not only is that going to provide for us, but that skill is not just going to provide the food for our family, but it's going to provide us with products that we in turn can sell, barter, trade, that will also enable this a parallel economy and a parallel community where we're not indentured to infrastructure, and we're not slaves to some global supply chain, but we are the supply chain, right? That's the way society always worked before all the technocrats and before all the scientism figured out the more efficient and effective way to do it. You know, the problem with the data is when it works, it's so efficient, but when it doesn't work, it's a catastrophic failure. That's all the reason why we chose to live an agrarian, rural, intentional lifestyle, besides the fact of all the intrinsic benefits that it provides for our family and for our children, all the intrinsic health benefits of being outside and getting sun and vitamin D and getting the gut biome and the microbiome that we know that's in the soil, and getting it on our hands and in our skin and under our skin and all that stuff to help us live the healthy lifestyle that we were designed to live by living with creation, interacting, you know, just like permaculture talks about edges, and as we interact with those edges, we create abundance, and that abundance in turn will not just feed us, but it'll feed our parallel community. And once again, it's quintessential in becoming part of that supply chain. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about investments and how we went about buying our homestead. And I hope y'all stick around, and I hope you enjoyed this little series, quick series. Comment down below, let me know and let us know how you are systematically changing the way you think, to observe the masses and do the opposite, and what you are actively doing to design and build an intentional lifestyle that helps you reach the goals that you set for yourself and for your family. But thanks y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Check us out on Rumble, y'all. Go subscribe to our Rumble, and we'll see you on the next video.